There is an instinct that most serious writers have when they come to Hollywood, which is there's something that they think is true, honest, and real that they want to put in their movie that they know the studios aren't going to like. That's not studio. So usually what they say is, you know what? Screw them. I'm putting it in. And that little defiant streak can really set you back in the studio world. If it's an indie movie, I mean, my indie stuff is so dark. I mean, really dark. I put it all in. But in the studio world, it's not important that your heroine in your romantic comedy had 2 abortions and tells somebody. You know what I mean? It's not, I actually put them into a spec I sold, and it was literally the first thing out of their mouths at the very first meeting. Cut that. You know what I mean? So that, and I wrote it in a funny way where she's crying and she's saying, oh my God, if you have one, if you make a mistake once, you're young and stupid, and if you do it again, you're old and stupid, but the third time, and it was like a funny monologue, and a lot of actresses would love to deliver it, but boy, did that thing go, right? Why would you want to take every right to life person and offend them so they don't want to see your movie? I mean, it's idiotic to keep it in. It's just idiotic. This is a global business, right? So don't put in political stuff. Don't put in Sarah Palin jokes into your script. Why do you want to offend every red state person in the world that goes to see this thing? It just doesn't make any sense. If you say screw them and you say, you know what, my heroine was molested. That's why she is the way she is, God damn it. That's the truth of my experience when I met a woman like this, and I'm putting that in my script. If you say screw them to the studios, they will say screw you back, and they're the ones with all the money. Sometimes when you're starting out, you think, well, what's the big deal? So what if I put in this edgy thing? They can just cut it. But what it also tells them is that you don't understand their business, and that you're not ready to be the tolerant, open-minded, easygoing slave that they are paying. The reason you're paid so much isn't just because you're writing, it's because you're the person there to bring this vision, to keep all the egos and all the notes and all that shit, to keep that ship going. And once it gets to the director and there's a movie, then the director takes over and they're the one that does that. But in the beginning, the writer has to be the sanest person in the room. They really do. They have to balance all of this stuff. And that's why a lot of screenwriters end up with ulcers and they're burning, because if they have that, if they're taking their side in the battle with the world, they end up going crazy. And I remind myself over and over, and I've been told this, and is that when you're in that room and you're getting all those notes and they're coming at you from every angle, like you're the one that has to stay calm, stay balanced, hear it all, never pick fights, never be a drag, never be a burden, never be the one they're like, oh God, life is too short. Do I have to listen to this fucking screenwriter explain to me how smart he is and how I'm an idiot? I mean, because the subtext of most of what screenwriters say in the room is, don't you all get it? I'm smarter than you are. And you know what? A lot of the times the screenwriter is the smarter or one of the smartest people in the room. It often is that way, but they don't want to be reminded of it, and there's no reason. It's just obnoxious to be around. Nobody likes the screenwriter when they get into that mode. It's just appalling.